Can you make a living out of it, and how much money and time do you think you need to invest to make that living?
Okay.
Again, it's a relatively subjective, isn't it? It's
Yes.
Standard of living, but.
Can you make a living out of it? Yes, I'm sure you can. I mean, there are people who do make a living out of trading. Bear in mind, just as a quick aside, actually, bear in mind that if it is your prime source of income, then for the taxman will want to sort of will be looking very closely at sort of the spread betting aspect of it, because it will be considered as income, and obviously the spread betting doesn't attract any capital gains tax or anything else. So just there are considerations if you are a sole trader, if you're looking to make a living out of it, and if you're using and it's purely spread betting that you're doing, and you're making a living out of spread betting. Okay, that aside, yeah, I mean, there have always been people who have on their own who've been making money trading. If you think about the locals down on the life floor, the life floor doesn't exist anymore, but there are places where people trade, where they can go and for a certain amount a month they can have the trading facilities there. I know a number of people who trade from their own homes, and they're kitted out, and they do it very seriously, and it's as a sole their sole income source. Other people are quite happy to dabble's the wrong word, but they don't want to. It's a sideline. It's something which they feel that they can make a bit of money from, keep an interest in the markets, but they still have something else aside from that, which is, I mean, I think that personally a sensible approach, but I wouldn't. It's not something that I personally would want to do full time, but I can understand why someone would. Again, I mean, to actually to start off, if you really wanted to properly make trading your living, I think that you would know that. You would know that you could actually make a go of it before you made that decision. So what I'm saying is, please don't sort of give up the job tomorrow or say, I know what I'm going to be a trader because I have £10,000 and that's going to be enough to sort of see me on my way. I would say, look, whatever you're doing, just put a toe in first, try it out first, just with a bit of your risk capital, and don't give up the day job. Just try it out first.
How does one manage the inevitable drawdown?
Yeah, managing drawdowns. I mean, this is absolutely crucial. It's crucial in terms of obviously eating into your trading capital, but I think even more so, it's from a psychological perspective. And I think the best way to manage a drawdown is to realise and accept that they are an inevitable part of trading, that it is going to happen. That every time you put on a trade, you're putting on a judgment, you're backing your viewpoint. You're saying, well, I think this is going to happen. I want to be right. And of course, it's never pleasant when we're proved to be wrong. And it's certainly never pleasant when not only we prove to be wrong, but it's also we find it's cost us money. And that's exactly what it is when you take a drawdown. You're wrong and it's cost you money. So how do you deal with it? In the first place, you have to, it comes back to sensible money and risk management. And that means that if you've got it wrong, you're only losing a small percentage of your overall risk capital. So you can live with it. It's not the end of the world. Okay, that probably means that if you got it right, it's not a life-changing event for you either. You're not going to go out and buy a new car or whatever. But at least you're managing it, and you have some kind of control over the actual amount, physical monetary drawdown. The other thing, of course, is if you have planned this properly, then the psychological damage is going to be a lot less worse. And this is really one of the most important things, because not only do we take losses from time to time, sometimes we can take a string of losses and we can think, well, we're useless, and we can see our capital pile diminishing, and it can be a real drain. Well, we've just got to be prepared for that. That again is part of trading, and it's just something not to be gung-ho about. You know, sometimes it's take a back seat, just say, right, stop, don't try and make the money back. Just draw away from the markets for a while and say, well, actually, maybe I need to reassess things. Where have I gone wrong? Is it something in my fund? Am I looking at the fundamentals wrong? Are my technicals up the spout? What's gone wrong here? So take some steps back. Don't start trying to make the money back immediately. Look at what you've done and try and sort of unravel that. And then go in again, but again, sort of, you know, maybe cut back on your size if you can. Just risk a little bit less. Just dip your toe in.